imejaribu kukuua karibu mara 6, lakini tunashukuru Mungu kwamba uko hai. I'm here first of all to declare that I have a biblical mandate as a Christian leader in view of Proverbs 31:8 that says, "Speak for those who cannot speak for themselves." There are so many Kenyans that cannot come to the media. So many Kenyans that cannot march and occupy parliament, like our colleagues are doing today in Nairobi. We are here in Nakuru. There are so many Kenyans that cannot write a thing. So many Kenyans that cannot be on social media. So many young people that are impoverished. So many workers, like my brother has said, that do not have a voice, whose businesses closed during COVID and nobody's thinking about them. So many women that have lost their children because they don't have medical care. Some have died while giving birth. Just so many things happening. Farmers who've lost harvests because this same government has sold them fake fertilizer. And instead of dealing with it, they have sanitized those who robbed the farmers. They've not refunded the farmers. So I speak for those who cannot speak for themselves, including persons living with disability who are supposed to be involved in public participation, but they've not had a chance to even see what this finance bill is all about. Previously, the Constitution has been put in Braille. This bill has not been put in Braille. We do not have people going to the villages. MCAs are not able to break this bill down to the people, so people don't know what is being passed. And so I join my colleagues in Nairobi and all over the country to say we don't want a bill that people did not participate in. But also we don't want a bill that is oppressive. A bill that is going to increase the price of bread. The bill that is going to impose tax on cancer treatment. A bill that is going to make motorists, those who own cars, especially the middle class, not just to pay for the car when they import, but also to pay an extra tax. You know, you have tax on just about everything, including airtime, including, daily living has become so hard. And so we are here to speak on behalf of the people and say we don't want it unless it is revised. We also ask who wrote this bill for us? Who is this that sanctioned the suffering of Kenyans? Who has penned the finance bill? And I want to say with no hesitation, our biggest problem are the parliamentarians. The ones we have delegated power to, because sovereign power belongs to the people. But we have delegated power to parliamentarians, and instead of being watchmen, instead of saving the people they represent from this punitive and draconian bill, they sit there and, like an appendage of the executive, just pass and pass every law. In fact, the executive threatens them, saying tuone nani hatapitisha. So we are here to say, on behalf of the people of Kenya, enough is enough. We don't want a punitive finance bill. We want a finance bill with the priorities of the people. We want a finance bill that takes care of food, that takes care of education. We want our children to go to school. We want a finance bill that will take care of hiring doctors and teachers, including the junior secondary school teachers that have been picketing. We want a bill that will take care of even the policemen that are suffering. How do you pay a policeman 18,000 shillings? Hapo ndio atoe rent, ndio atoe maisha, livelihood, school fees ya watoto. We want to call upon even the security organs, the policemen, badala ya kuharas wananchi tukipicket, join us, protect us, because you are suffering like everybody else. And I want to say to every Kenyan, we need to take our power back. We need our country back. We need our authority, our sovereignty back. We do not want someone imposing a bill that we did not write. And then lastly, I would say, any budgetary allocation should also include the people that have worked for this government and have never been paid in the so-called pending bills. Watu wamekopa pesa, wamefanyia serikali za county na serikali kuu miradi, wamemaliza kazi, wengine wanajinyonga kwa sababu ya madeni. We are here to speak for them. We want to say you must include those pending bills in the budget before we can accept it. So we are here to speak on behalf of the people, and we will issue a comprehensive statement. My colleague will be able to issue that. And we want to say, even as media persons, operating as media is going to be so hard if this bill is passed. So we pray that God will take away this cup from us and give us a better country. And to my word to the government, I would say it's time to stop living luxuriously, lavishly, as Kenyans die from hunger and all kinds of needs. Masafari kila mara, every day. You know, over 60 trips since this government came into power by the president himself. Hizi safari zote ndio zinafaa kulipa madaktari, ndio zinafaa kulipa wafanyikazi na kufungua biashara yao. People are moving businesses from Kenya into neighboring countries because of the greed amongst our leaders. We need a government that is people-centered, that values the issue of character. We want a value-based, servant, accountable leadership. And God bless you, and God bless Kenya.
So we are here today to talk about the problems facing Kenyans and the problems facing the workers. Because today, the net pay that is received by the workers is less than the money being taxed. And those same workers borrowed big loans to buy farm and to build homes in those farms. They are unable to service the loans they borrowed because of the taxes they are being deducted. And these taxes are being deducted against their will. They were not consulted and they did not give any permission. In fact, all workers are supposed to blame the COTU Secretary General, Francis Atwoli, who is the representative of the workers in Kenya. And he has not done anything to help the workers. He's supposed to defend the workers, to protect the workers, and to fight for their infringed rights. But he has not done anything. In fact, today, he's more of a politician than a trade unionist. And I call upon the Secretary General of COTU, Mr. Francis Atwoli, to resign to pave way for someone capable to represent the workers, because they are suffering. Most of them have called me. I've talked to some of them, and they have told me that they even better leave work and join other places, or even go to the farms and plow, because the money they are getting is nothing to them today. They prefer that they get the taxes collected and surrender the net pay they are getting to the government. So I think everybody now understands the suffering of the workers. I think I have got a statement that I'm going to list to the press here, which you are going to read, and probably you can put it in the press. Otherwise, I think the Parliament of Kenya and President William Ruto are doing harm to the workers and to the people of Kenya in general, because the courts of Kenya have even dismissed the affordable housing tax levy. But despite refusing or denying that, President William Ruto and the Parliament have approved the reductions. That is very sad for the workers, very sad for the Kenyans, because most of the workers have got families, extended families, and they are unable to feed their families and to feed themselves. We are supposed to wake up. Everybody is supposed to wake up and ask a question. Demand why Kenyans are now in that situation that they are in today. While I was away in USA, where I live, or where I escaped to, I called in March this year. I've been suggesting for a grand march on the 7th of July this year, so that the workers can explain. This is not a demonstration, a forum to explain to the government their feelings and their views about the affordable housing tax levy, and to give their views about the contractual terms of service, which are now intended to replace the permanent and pensionable terms of service in the country. So we are castigating what is happening. We are annoyed ourselves, and I myself, as a former representative of the civil servants in Kenya, am so bitter and so annoyed, and I'm calling for the resignation of Mr. Francis Atwoli, whom I wrote a letter in March and copied to all the trade unionists and told them to accept and to support the grand march of 7th July 2024. And most of them have not been positive on that. But I still maintain that the workers in Kenya, regardless of their representatives, they are supposed to wake up aggressively and come out everywhere they are and tell the government that was not in line of their desire to contribute to the affordable housing tax levy, which is hurting them most, and they are not happy. So this time I'm going to give my brother Reuben Kigame to talk a bit about what he has in mind. Thank you.
Thank you very much.